In ABC's national poll, it shows that Harris is up by 3. But will she take the presidency? Let's get to the news feed so we can discuss it.
Let's bring in our Washington Bureau Chief Political Director, Rick Klein. And Rick, one of the most remarkable things we've seen here, at least in our national poll, it basically hasn't moved since Kamala Harris got in the race.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And good morning, George. Our final poll before the election has a 3-point lead for Kamala Harris nationally, 49 to 46. That's what we showed when we published the poll yesterday. We actually stayed in the field an extra day just to see if there's any late change. Identical. The race has barely budged, as you said, for the entirety of the race. All of that said, there's been some intriguing movement late in the battleground states. The latest and last New York Times Siena polls shows kind of the reverse image of what you might expect. Harris right now very narrowly ahead in Nevada, as well as North Carolina and Georgia. Those are must-win states if you're Donald Trump, and that's a little bit of a surprise. Meanwhile, the opposite is true.
Let's look at that real quick. So, North Carolina and Georgia, Trump must win those states. That's a given, okay? Because he's not going to get to 270 without carrying those states. He needs to break the blue wall, which is Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Either one of them. If he can break Pennsylvania, he wins. If he takes Georgia and North Carolina, and he takes Pennsylvania, he's over 270. Trump is our new president. But if he does not, if he loses Georgia, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Because it's going to be hard for him to win Michigan. I'm not even going to say hard. He can, because it sees that they are tied in Pennsylvania and Michigan. But what happened just a couple of days ago at the rally at Madison Square Garden with that dumbass comedian, like, why would he say something like that to cause trouble where there's a lot of Puerto Ricans living? So it could be that the Puerto Ricans, and it can be that black people take each candidate over the top. We do not know. So we have to be very, very careful.
True in some of the battleground states that Harris has to win. Right now, a tied race in Pennsylvania, a tied race in Michigan. That's problematic for the Harris campaign. And it tells you why both campaigns are nervous. They still have to defend what should be safe territory in a very close race.
So, Rick,
And it's crazy because doesn't she have her campaign headquarters in Pennsylvania? If she loses Pennsylvania and her campaign headquarters is in Pennsylvania, that can go down as the biggest disaster that I've ever seen in my lifetime following presidential candidates and the presidential election.
Break this down a little bit more. Let's talk about the gender gap, because former President Trump, of course, the clear favorite among men, while Kamala Harris, big lead among women.
Yeah, that's right, Robin. Our poll has Trump leading.
We see what she just said? She said that Trump is the clear favorite among men. But did she say Harris is the clear favorite among women? You got to catch what some of these pundits say, because they're real slick with their words. They didn't say that Harris was the clear favorite among women. Think about it now.
Among men by 5 points. Harris up among women by 11. That's a 16-point gender gap. Not far from what it is typically. But if you drill down a little bit more inside some subgroups, you see a bigger range. Among independents, that's a 22-point gender gap. Among voters under 30, among younger voters, that is a 45-point gap. That's a huge break for women under 30. That Harris lead is enormous. The fact that Trump has a tiny lead among men doesn't really weigh that out.
One other constant in this year's polls, Rick, the American people seem to be divided and super angry.
Yeah, boy, is that right. And you see it here.
Also, you got to understand something, okay? Women, I love women, right? And because I love women, I somewhat understand how they operate with men. They probably told their men, if you don't vote for Harris, you're in the doghouse. Now, for me, no woman's going to put me in the doghouse. But there are men who'll be like, okay, honey, no problem. I'm going to vote Harrison Walz all the way. So because that could be the case, that you might have this situation. But then you possibly going to have men say, hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to vote my interest and I'm going to vote for my family, and I'm going to be the leader. Because if there is a World War VIII, we have to understand that the women are probably not going to go. They're going to go and figure out a way to dodge it. And my black ass and y'all asses, y'all men out there are gonna be the ones, whoever's between the ages of 17 and 44, our asses are gonna have to go and fight whatever enemy that America deems that we have to fight. So we have to be understanding and say, hey, listen, I don't want any wars. That's why I lean towards Trump. That's why I voted for Trump. I want these wars to end, or these proxy wars, so that we can have peace and we can do what needs to be done to make sure that our homeland is secure. That's how I look at it, but we'll see what happens. Hey guys, it's just a quick message to ask you, if you haven't already, to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it, because I'm a new YouTuber. I'm trying to grow, and I'm trying to reach over 1,000 subscribers by my birthday on December 14th. So please help me reach there. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Back to the video.
74% of Americans say we are on the wrong track going into Election Day. That's an astounding number. It includes half of Harris supporters, 98% of Trump supporters. Wild numbers. And those are the kind of things that are just typically brutal for an incumbent party. But of course, this is an unusual year in so many ways.
Yeah, and as we've been reporting, a huge number of people have already voted, Rick.
Yeah, some of these numbers, it's a big deal, Robin, because 78 million plus Americans have already voted, and it's going to take a while to count those votes. It's a record number of in-person early votes, but all those mail votes, those start to really pile up. Every state different. Georgia and North Carolina, for instance, we're expecting a relatively fast count. Some of the biggest Pennsylvania counties say they're going to handle things faster than last time, but very likely we're bleeding at least into Wednesday. Nevada and Arizona, meanwhile, they're probably not going to have final votes by the end of the week, and that is not a sign of anything being off. It's what state officials say to expect, especially if the margins in any of those places are really tight.
And that's what we are.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That we may not even know who's the president to the end of the week. I remember when Obama ran in 2008 and he won. They called the race at 11 o'clock. And I'll be honest with you, I voted for Obama and I cried. And I was like, damn, yo. Obama, yo. I was like, wow, man, this country trolls a black man, yo. I was so happy. I was like, wow, I can't wait to see what he could do. And then he started to falter on some of the things that he said he was going to do. I was like, look at this right here. But we'll see. We'll see. What we're going to do right now is we're going to get to an interactive map. I'm going to pull it up real quick. And in this interactive map, we see the battleground states that they have. And I wanted to do a little playing around with this. This is my first time getting with it. And since tomorrow is our election night or day, let's just see. So they said that in Pennsylvania and Michigan, they are tied. So let's just see this right here. And then they also said that Harris is up in Georgia, which is crazy, and up in North Carolina. If Harris polls Georgia, let's just look at this right here. If Harris polls Georgia and Trump polls North Carolina, and let's say that Trump polls Arizona, and let's say he polls Nevada, Trump will need Pennsylvania. He will actually need to win. No, he would just need to win Pennsylvania. If Trump wins Pennsylvania, he's over. And here's the thing. One poll says that Trump is tied in Pennsylvania. This is their poll, ABC poll. And then another poll shows that Trump is up by 0.3. It doesn't matter how little that a person wins as long as they win. So if Trump wins Pennsylvania and he wins North Carolina but loses Georgia, he's over 271. If Trump does not win Pennsylvania and Harris wins Pennsylvania, Trump will need to win Michigan and Wisconsin. So you can see here that on this map right here, it's a lot of ways that every candidate can go, because if Harris loses Michigan but won Pennsylvania and she wins Wisconsin, she's over. So this is going to possibly be a tight race. I know about a week ago they said that it could be a blowout. I don't think so. I think that it's going to be a very tight race. I feel that there's many different ways that it can happen. You know, we can say that if Trump wins North Carolina and Georgia, but he doesn't win any of the blue wall states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, he still loses. Harris gets 270 on the dot. On the dot. So Trump, even if, and let's restart the map real quick. Even if Trump takes North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada, he still has to win one of those blue wall states. So Trump, he needs to really seriously, I would say, if all else, focus on Pennsylvania. Apologize to the people from that crazy comedian where the joke that he made. Apologize and tell the people what you're going to do as president. Because I'm telling you now, if he does not and Harris pulls it, she can win Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, and she has 270. So guys, you have to be very careful, and we have to see exactly what might happen. But I wish them all the best, and I hope that Trump wins. But I'm going to tell you, whoever wins, if it's Trump, cool. If it's Harris, I'm cool. I will congratulate whoever's the president, and I will look forward to doing what needs to be done for myself and my family to make sure they're okay, and to just make sure that I am continuing to live the way I want to live. I know so many people would say that Harris is president is doom and gloom, and you have people who say if Trump is president is doom and gloom. The world is going to continue to go on. It's just going to be who is the leader to go overseas and negotiate with these other leaders to make sure that America's interest is sustained. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you found this video interesting. Like the video. Tell me, what do you think about the things that they said about that Harris is leading and stuff like that, and then you have Trump being tied with in Pennsylvania and Michigan? Tell me, how do you feel about that? Also, tell me, how do you think I did with the interactive map and showing you guys how different ways that Trump can win and Harris can win? I would greatly like to hear from you guys. And last but not least, if you're not subscribed to this channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you do subscribe. Why? I'm a new YouTuber and I'm trying to grow, and I'm trying to reach over 1,000 subscribers by my birthday on December 14th. So please help a brother out. Till next time, guys, have a wonderful day. Be safe out there. Peace.